Pastor Vega, you can begin.
I'd like to thank you, Chairman, and the Senate Committee. My name is Pastor Richard Vega, and I'm for both Senate Bill 11 and 10. I'm here to testify on both of them. I just want to say that, from a pastor standpoint, prayer is extremely important in our faith and throughout our community. And I'd have to agree with all of you guys. We have come a long ways in our country and our state, and we've come along off the path. Our students, our kids, and our communities are suffering, and it's our job to be able to help guide them back into a path in which they should go. I think that personally that the prayers back in schools is extremely important, and it goes back, as you heard. I don't know why we're after those guys. I mean, my goodness. But George Washington, the prayer of the Valley Forge. I mean, there's a picture that is displayed on that, and what are we going to tell kids? That he's just taking a knee? Or that he didn't take all the bullets that came through his jacket? What about when President Lincoln did a proclamation on April 30th, 1863, to say that it was a day of prayer and fasting? To come together across the country, a president of the United States saying, hey, we need to pray for the Civil War and the healing of our lands, and to be able to grow from where we are, to be able to go into where we need to go. Abraham Lincoln had the wisdom of that to be able to say, hey, we need to pray. He also prayed for the victory of Gettysburg. He asked for the people of the nation to pray against the sins of this nation, to forgive this nation, so we could be able to go to where we are today. I don't know if he understood. When I was sitting here looking at all of this, and I started understanding a little bit prayer a little bit more, there was a world-renowned neuroscience named Andrew Huberman. He started developing and understanding the science process, but he wanted to be able to pray. And what he started to understand that as through prayer, he started to heal. Well, we know that in the faith community, that's the number one thing that we're supposed to do. I sit down with a lot of broken people that are going through marriage issues, trauma issues. Recently, the shootings in our own local community with the two kids that got shot in our local area. We have a very major concerns within our community, and prayer is so much needed. Not a moment of silence. We're done with moment of silence. We need things to be released in the atmosphere to create change. People need to be able to hear things. Let me break it down to you. We have an issue within our church and through all churches because only 25% of students today has walked into a church, has been to church. That's scary because there's a moral compass that is being lost. With the 10 Commandments coming back in, it at least helps guide and ask the questions of ones that might not have faith on what those are and what does it mean, that aren't getting taught at home and don't have that. I wasn't raised like that. But I tell you what, when I started to understand it and I fell in love with Jesus Christ, I started to understand what was going on within my own self to help remove things. These prayers back in schools will help many, many kids. One of the things that these doctors started understanding in the neuroscience was that when you started to pray, it activated the frontal lobes, bringing more blood to the brain and allowed them to be able to focus more. It also allowed them to encourage themselves. It also allowed them to be able to heal within the inner healing and understanding that there is something that is a higher power than us, than just self, and not caring just for ourselves, but others. Releasing love. There's nothing wrong with the blessing of prayer, releasing love and joy and happiness, gladness. Releasing blessings over a church. Let me tell you, I hope that not only that this bill passes, but I hope that teachers that have faith are able to pray in schools. We have come so far off the beacon path that our communities are ripped apart in this country and in our state. And you guys have an opportunity to push this forward, to help us, the ones that are working the community, to create change. For us to go to our school districts and be able to be that voice within our communities, to get these things in our schools so we can start creating change within our own community. I'll leave you with this. My dear friend, Coach Kennedy, he has fought for us. He's taken bullets. He's went up, he's had taken some losses, and he's been challenged at many different things. And because of him, we are allowed now to challenge over 8,000 lemon cases in this country. Over 8,000. And I hope that the men and women of God will rise up and start to be the voice that they've been called to be, because it's time that we do. Thank you.